I'd like to call to order the combined meeting of the Mobile County Commission for December 21st, 2023. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'd like to ask that everyone please stand for the invocation be given by Chaplain Philip Snodgrass from the Mobile County Sheriff's Office, and at the conclusion, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, as we once again celebrate the Christmas season, we thank you for your Son, the greatest gift of all. For he is our strength when we are weak. He is our hope when we are overwhelmed. He is the way, the truth, and life eternal. He is our all in all. May we pause in this hectic season to reflect on your gift, and may we present ourselves as a gift to you. Lord, we ask that your blessings would rest upon our county and our commissioners, for it is for your glory and honor that we celebrate and we serve. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Chaplain. Merry Christmas to you. All right. Cherie, do we have any speakers?
No one signed up to address the commission this morning.
All right, thank you. Then I guess we'll move straight into the agenda. Eddie, thank you. Did I miss something, Eddie? No, I just moved on. Moving forward. You ready, Eddie?
I am ready. Good morning, Commissioners. Item 1, approve minutes of the regular meetings of September 25th, October 10th, October 23rd, November 13th, and November 22nd, 2023.
So moved. Second.
2, approve a list of claims.
So moved. Second.
3, hold public hearings so any citizen of the county shall be given an opportunity to be heard for or against any item related to the statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance.
This public hearing is now in session. Are there any comments for or against? Hearing none, the public hearing is closed.
4, hold public hearing to receive citizens' comments regarding the proposed substantial amendments to the program year 21, 22, 23 action plans for the Community Development Block Grant Program. This information has been available to the public since November 15th, 2023.
This public hearing is now in session. Are there any comments for or against? Hearing none, the public hearing is closed.
5, adopt substantial amendments to the program 21, 22, and 23 action plans for the Community Development Block Grant Program following the comment period and public hearing.
So moved. Second.
6, approve application of Eminence Promotions for special events retail beer and liquor license for an event to be held January 26 for Southeastern Combat Championships at Abba Shrine Center on Hit Road.
So moved. Second.
Number 7 will revise as follows. Approve sponsorship agreement with Blacks in Government Port City Chapter in the amount of $1,000 for its annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Breakfast, and the funding will be split $500 from District 1 and $500 from District 3, Commission District funds.
I thought I had turned in a request. Did I not do that? I intended. Can we split it 3 ways? District 1, 2,
Absolutely.
and 3? Okay. So moved. Second.
8, approve appropriation contract with W.P. Davidson High School Parent Teacher Student Association in the amount of $21,000 from District 2 education funds for gym and weight room upgrades, softball field improvements, and tennis court maintenance at Davidson High School.
So moved. Second.
9, approve appropriation contract with Tanner Williams Elementary School Parent Teacher Organization in the amount of $19,986 from District 2 education funds for technology equipment and art supplies for Tanner Williams Elementary School.
So moved. Second.
10, approve amending annual contract with Mobile Area Interfaith Conference to increase the contract amount from $70,950 to $145,950. The additional funds in the amount of $75,000 from District 1 funds for operational expenses.
So moved. Second.
11, approve change order number 1 with M.W. Rogers Construction Company for Africatown Historic Structures Restoration, Scott Building. The change will increase the contract by $268,604. The new contract total will be $2,548,104, with a substantial completion date of May 11, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Number 12, we have a minor change, and we'll read as follows. Authorize assignment of Dell Consulting for Government Plaza Emergency Generator Repairs Radiator. Work will consist of the design, bidding, and project administration associated with the repair of the radiator system for the existing Caterpillar generator, in addition to assessment of the existing switchgear, transfer switches, and generator for the Government Plaza backup power system. The proposed fee is $4,800 and will be paid from cost center 135.
So moved. Second.
13, approve change order number 2 with Tyndall Construction for ADA upgrades at various buildings for the Mobile County Commission. The change will decrease the contract by $119,837.44. The new contract amount will be in the amount of $1,091,997.14.
So moved. Second.
14, approve change order number 1 with Rogers and Willard for Levert Building wall repairs and electrical repairs. The change will increase the contract by $12,366.84. The new contract total will be in the amount of $127,855.84 and paid from cost center 84.
So moved. Second.
Number 15, we have a change reflecting the funding source, and we'll read as follows. 15, approve change order number 1 with McElhaney Construction Company for Whistler Bicycle Trail Park improvements for gazebo repairs. The change will increase the contract by $9,484.03. The new contract total will be in the amount of $535,962.69 and will be paid from ARP 06-107-22.
So moved. Second.
16, approve contract amendment to adjust the fee structure with Haggerty Consulting to provide professional administrative services for the 2020 Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program for a cost of up to $544,632. There is no impact on the total contract cost. This contract will be for a 1-year term commencing on December 1st, 23, and shall expire on November 30th, 2024.
Is this for the Sally Zeta money, or this is earlier money?
The Sally Zeta money.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
17, approve contract with Muckrack LLC to provide an online public relations management tool for media monitoring, journalist database, and social listening in the amount of $10,500, billed annually for 3 years. Will be paid from cost center 001.
So moved. Second.
18, approve purchase of certain unimproved parcels of real property from West Alabama Conference AME Zion Church located at Susie B. Ansley Street for a purchase price of $28,000 plus all closing costs, and to authorize Commission President to sign all documentation related to the transaction. Will be paid from CCP-27-2023, subject to final legal approval.
So moved. Second.
19, approve professional services contract with Overton Veterinary Hospital doing business as Overton Veterinary Hospital and Great Oaks Veterinary Hospital to provide veterinary services at the Mobile County Shelter pending legal review, cost paid from cost center 27.
Question on this one, is this this is a continuation then of a contract that's already approved? Morgan, I'll ask you. Or
Good morning.
Tina,
Yes, ma'am.
good
It's a renewal, if you will, a continuation.
Okay,
Of
were there
services.
any others considered? I know that we've done business with other veterinary clinics in the past.
We're working on specs and scope for another contract that we'll have before you in January for additional veterinary services.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So moved.
Second.
20, approve application to Innovate Alabama for Innovate Alabama Network membership and the associated grant program, and to authorize the commission president to sign all necessary documents. There is no local match.
So moved.
Second.
21, approve agreement with the Board of School Commissioners of Mobile County to provide educational services to students at Strickland Youth Center during the period of October 1st to September 30th, 2024, with funding in the amount of $630,087.
So moved.
Second.
22, approve letter of support for the town of Dauphin Island in support of their Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Grant Program application to secure funding to develop a hazard mitigation plan.
So moved.
Second.
Number 23, we have a revision to read as follows. Approve appropriation contract with MOA Band of Choctaw Indians in the amount of $50,000 from ARPA Local Assistance and Tribal Consistency Fund, second tranche payment for equipment at MOA Choctaw Community Athletic Center, Choctaw Cultural Center, and Museum Gift Shop, Veterans Park, and trailer for community outreach services.
Okay, Choctaw is CHOCTAW. So moved.
Second.
Okay.
That revision will be made.
Yes, it will. 24, approve memorandum of agreement with the Department of the Army represented by the United States Army Engineer Mobile District for beneficial use of dredge material in conjunction with the Mobile Harbor, Alabama project and the Dauphin Island Causeway Shoreline Restoration Project.
Could we have an explanation on this, please? A little more?
Yes, ma'am. So as part of the Dauphin Island Causeway Restoration Project calls for marsh restoration of approximately 100 acres, of 80 to 100 acres. And this agreement will allow the county to receive what's called beneficial use of dredge material. So by way of this agreement, that the Corps will place that material on the project, and it's important for two ways. For the project, it saves a great deal of money. And also for the resource, we are keeping that resource that is coming out of the bay, Mobile Bay, in Mobile Bay. So we're keeping that sediment for Mobile County and saving money for the project.
Okay, thank you.
So moved. So moved.
Second.
25, approve increase to the contract amount with John G. Walton Construction Company for the East Elm Street grade drain basin pave and water sewer relocation by $100,085 needed for additional pay items associated with utility conflicts will be paid by District 1 funds.
So moved.
Second.
26, authorize canceling the purchase of 8 John Deere diesel commercial Z-Track with allied cool tops approved in the November 22nd, 2023 minutes, agenda item number 23, as the company is out of stock.
So, out of stock and no
I think in the,
Z-Tracks on the horizon?
well, I think in the, if you look down to the bids, I think there must be a, I don't see Ricky here, but I was reading, it looks like the company that we had approved to buy them from were out of stock, but if you look down at the awards on the bids, apparently there's another company that does have them, because it looks like we're buying them,
Okay,
the same item from another source will, maybe.
thank
I know
you.
I saw that down in there somewhere. Is that right? I guess,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Page 8, we have
yeah, if you look at
replacement
the,
units.
next to the last item under award, on the next agenda item, it says approve the purchase of the same equipment.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
27, consider taking the following action on bids.
So moved.
Second.
28, approve appropriation contract with Southeastern Region of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated in the amount of $10,000 from District 1 Commission funds for its 92nd Southeastern Regional Conference.
So moved.
Second.
29, approve sponsorship agreement with Housing First in the amount of $1,500 from District 1 Commission funds for its point and time count of homelessness individuals event.
So moved.
Second.
Can you explain that a little bit? Is that going to be a county-wide function? Or?
So once a year, Housing First does the count,
Right.
and that's the number that guides our, I guess our funding, our everything from that point. And I got a letter. They were writing me about something else, but they mentioned that they were putting together care packages for the people that they were counting.
Okay.
And so this was just an amount to help them get what they need. I think they do personal hygiene items and all of that.
But is it
It's countywide.
countywide?
Yeah, it's
Can-
countywide.
Could I split that and also just however you want to split it, 750?
Yeah.
You okay with that?
It's countywide.
Or-
We can go
yeah.
3 ways on that one.
Yeah, 3. What? Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay,
Sounds like a very worthy endeavor.
okay, thank you.
You do that math.
Okay, we'll make the revision to split it 3 ways.
You got a lot of math to do.
He has a
after the meeting.
calculator.
1,500, you can figure that one, right?
It's not Mr. Dewitt can do it in his head right now.
I can do that one in my head.
You don't need a calculator.
Theodore education. Now, if you start talking some odd numbers, it'd be difficult, but I can do 1,500 3 times.
You got a calculator.
Divided
We
by-
won't test you right now.
All right, move on, move forward.
Number
Before Jay
30,
before Jay gets in trouble.
approve assignment of the contract with Barry A. Vitor and Associates to Thompson Engineering. Thompson Engineering purchased Barry Vitor and Associates, including the reference contract pursuant to an asset purchase agreement effective November 1st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
31, authorize agreement by and between Mobile County Commission and Stewart Memorial Christian Methodist Episcopal Church to assess feasibility of Dave Patton House as public attraction for Mobile Civil Rights and Cultural Heritage District.
So moved.
Second.
32, authorize subrecipient agreement with Keep Mobile Beautiful for the implementation of the Love Your Community program with funding provided by the Mobile County Gulf of Mexico Energy Security Act expenditure plan. Performance period for the agreement is January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
And Commissioner Hudson, I just wanted to, Sharice sent me the press release on the last round. I just think it's extraordinary for communities to come together like that. And to us, it seems like not a lot of money, but I guess for them, the things they can do in their communities, and it's all over the county. And so our hats off to you for your leadership on this, and to Evelyn, because she must be really out there beating the bushes
She's
to be
doing
able
a
to
great
reach
job.
people as much
And,
as she
and you're
is.
right, it's exciting to hear about the projects and the things they're doing. It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Thank you.
33, approve appropriation contract with Society Mobile La Habana and determine the appropriation serves a public purchose in the amount of $12,500. Funds will be used for publication and promoting the book entitled Mobile and Havana, Sisters Across the Gulf, and will be paid from Cost Center 67. Funding is contingent upon receiving necessary paperwork pending legal review.
I had asked for some language in that. I don't know if it was added that the county commission get acknowledgement in the book for our contribution. I don't know if that got around.
I think that was the intent, but
We'll
we'll
be
make,
sure-
we'll certainly make
We'll,
sure
we'll
that
be sure
happens.
that gets in the contract, on the appropriation contract.
Okay, thank you.
So moved.
Second?
$34, approve renewal of support agreement with Mitchell Repair Information Company. Pro demand for the Public Works Department will be paid from Cost Center 81.
So moved.
Second?
35,
Before you read that and it gets to this next item, I'm want to ask that it be carried over. Just needs a little more time to read over it in number 35. I was going to ask that it be carried over.
To read over the advertisement.
Well, I don't think there's any time-sensitive reason that we should put out the RFP for this right now. I just want some time to think about it and maybe have more discussion on it at a later date, if that's not a problem.
Well, I don't, I guess I feel like it's not time sensitive from a losing money standpoint, but we've had the money a long time, and we haven't moved. And all this does is, all we're trying to do is identify an entity that can look at the legal construct around which these monies have to be spent, and then make a recommendation to us on who's doing it, where money can be spent. We aren't allocating any money, we're just paying for a needs assessment, which is the minority of the money. It's not. We'll still have the bulk of the opioid money, but at least we'll have some guidance. What I guess I'm the proponent of this, and it's because I want us to be strategic. We are operating in an environment where anytime there's a pot of money, there are lots of people rushing in telling us they want to pull it here and pull a little bit that and pull it. And I was hoping that in this instance, we could be strategic about how we do it, rather than just responding to who's calling us every day or beating down our door saying, y'all got that money, let's spend it. And that was, I thought the needs assessment would help us be able to respond to that in a more responsible way. And so that's why I've been pushing it. That's why I sent all the information weeks ago to everybody who would be in a decision-making capacity with this to learn more about it, and why the recommended path forward was to start with a needs assessment. And so I'm not sure.
And I appreciate what you've done in making the effort, but I understand we could put out the RFP, doesn't cost us any money, but then the next step's gonna be to start spending. I mean, it's $2 million right now. I guess there's some talk, but I mean, literally it's 2 million. It could be another million from what I understand. And I can't imagine that we're gonna spend, I guess we end up with these RFPs for assessment on this and assessment on that, and then you start looking at $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 of the money. I mean, I can't imagine that an RFP for a needs assessment is gonna be less than 10% of the money that I think could be. I think there's some other options maybe that I want to explore before we, I mean, I guess putting out the RFP just gives us an idea of what it's going to cost, but I think we're going to find out that it's going to be, I mean, all these monitoring programs and assessments and everything cost money that could go towards, in my opinion.
I think, Commissioner, at any point in time, if we're asking, we're requesting proposals to find out what the needs are, and if those proposals come in too high and we decide that we just want to go in a different direction, I think at that point in time we can. But we're kind of blind at this point because we don't know what the specific needs are, and we don't know what the cost will be to provide that information to us. So I guess this would allow that. That's why I'm willing to take this step and go forward to see where we are at the next point.
Yeah, I just hate for people to prepare RFPs for it.
That's the risk they take.
And that's what people who do this kind of work do that. That's what they do all day long. They submit requests, they respond to requests hoping that that they'll be successful on some.
Yeah. Well, and that's fine. I've made my request, but we can move forward.
Well, I'm willing, if this is, I don't think it's going to make that much difference time. I am inclined to support the needs assessment, whether either today or at the next meeting. So, but if you need that extra time to consider this.
If we want to put out the RFP and see what it's going to cost, then if I have an objection to the amount, then I'll move forward from there. If we want to move forward with the RFP, then that doesn't cost us anything. So.
Exactly.
You know.
But it will give us the information we need to maybe figure out if that's the direction we want to go in or another direction.
That's fine. I just think there's some other options where, and I've met with people, and I think maybe you have as well. And I'm not sure if you've met with them or not, but I think there's an opportunity to support a way to move forward where we're not just trying to do it on our own, where we just take our money and try to come up with a program or a needs assessment on our own, where we could combine the opioid money that we received with other organizations and contributions from other places to get, maybe for lack of better terms, more bang for your buck, where we're just spending our $2 million by ourselves when there's other organizations in the community who are going to combine possibly some of this money to have a bigger impact on the opioid epidemic across not just Mobile County, but across possibly the region and the state. But that's fine.
That may well be what we end up doing, but in the meantime, we don't know what the needs are, specific needs, and we would have to rely on somebody's opinion. And I think it's either those who have come to us and wanted us to support a program, or it would be a consultant. So I guess it's who provides the information is where we take it from there, because the consultant, as far as I know, that doesn't have the programs in place to address the opioid needs. They're just providing us an assessment of what the needs are and a recommendation on perhaps the groups that we need to work with to move forward.
That's fine, Eddie. I'll remove my objection to the RFP, and then we'll see where it goes from there. And if I have an objection moving forward, then I'll state it then.
So moved.
Second.
Did you even, I'm sorry, I don't think you even read the item. Because I didn't want it to go,
You want to read the item?
you want to read the agenda item first? I'm sorry.
Item 35, authorize advertisement of a request for proposals for the development of an opioid abatement needs assessment for Mobile County.
So moved.
Second.
You better catch up, Eddie.
I'm trying. 36, approve software rental with SHI International Corp. In the amount of $132,008.45 per year under the State of Alabama contract for Microsoft Volume Licensing, Office 365 Plan, Client Access License, and Windows Desktop for the period of December 1st through November 30th, 2026 for the County Commission. Will be paid from cost center 1.
So moved.
Second.
37, adopt sole source resolution approving renewal of subscription services with Esri for the Esri Enterprise Advantage Program in the amount of $103,500 for the County Commission and paid from cost center 1.
So moved.
Second.
38, approve service order with Unity Fiber for internet and managed firewall service in the Mobile County courtrooms, monthly recurring cost in the amount of $870 for 36 months. Will be paid from cost center 1 pending legal review.
So moved.
Second.
39, approve service order with Unity Fiber for managed Wi-Fi indoor service in the Mobile County courtrooms, monthly recurring cost in the amount of $1,550 for 36 months. Will be paid from cost center 1 pending legal review.
So moved.
Second.
I got a question. So do these two items take care of what the court has been asking for? Is this it? We've done it. We're
Yes, ma'am, that is my understanding. This is the final piece to plug in that new system.
That's the
We have-
virtual court stuff
Yeah.
that we paid for out of ARPA, and so this is going to be a reoccurring charge? Is
Yes.
that, I mean, is that not something that AOC should pay for? Is this something that we should pay for? Or- I mean, every time I think going back to when we agreed to split the cost with the city to put it in, I thought that was going to be it. That was going to be the final cost on it. I'm just curious about that.
I think if the request hasn't been made of AOC to pay for it, it certainly should be. I mean, there shouldn't be just an assumption that the county is going to assume the cost, but I think we're reliant on what they decide to do.
Because, I mean, I think this is a reoccurring for 36 months, and I'm sure at the end of that 36 months, there's going to be another 36-month ask. I just don't, I think we've already approved both items unless we went back, and I think maybe there should be an ask that AOC pay for this. I mean, we all probably already know what their answer is going to be, but I don't think it hurts us to request that they pay for it before they
Can we
ask.
present
Commissioners?
them with a request?
Over the last several months, we've had several conversations with the court, and they were not optimistic of the state being able to pay for it, and therefore they passed that request to the county to make that, to provide that service.
But they had not received a definitive response from the state?
I don't believe so,
Well,
but we will follow up.
So I think, and I hate to even say this, you know, we're statutorily required to provide the courthouse. And I think what has happened is this whole new technology is almost like having a judge's bench, that it's become routine. It's almost, this is how we do court now. You got to provide a courthouse. The courthouse needs to be able to do this. You know, 30 years ago, the courthouse didn't have to do that. I remember when the courthouse got fax machines. Ooh, that's painful. But
What's a fax machine? I'm just kidding. I know what that is.
so I guess what I'm saying, I think this has become as fundamental to providing a court building as the elevator or anything else. I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying if I were trying to make the case for LOC, that's what it would be. This falls under the county's statutory obligation to provide a courthouse.
And I think that leads to the question, so what is AOC actually responsible for? Are they for the operations? I mean, I know we're responsible for providing the courthouse and, the facilities and equipment, but ongoing operations, I don't know. I don't know where that dividing line is. So I think, we're going to do what we need to do, obviously, but if, so often those costs get passed off that aren't county responsibility, and if there's a way, and I think that's Commissioner Dewitt's concern here, and because we've all seen that.
It's kind of like what's next. I mean, what
Exactly.
if
this isn't much, but then again,
But if they need a plane,
or what if
but we just want to make sure that at least that that the request is being made for things that they are responsible for paying.
Eddie and I will follow up on that, at least try to connect with AOC directly or through the presiding judge
Yeah.
to get a definitive answer and try to answer those questions.
Thank you.
well, that is a good question. Where does the line keeps moving?
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, the more you pay, I promise you, the more you pay for, the more they're going to
expect
let
you
you
to.
pay for. So you never know until you make the, I guess, a formal request that they pay for it. If they deny it, I mean, we've paid for the technology. We're not going to let it sit there. I shouldn't say that because if their AOC's listening, they'll be like, well, they said they'd pay for it, so yeah, let's just deny it. But
Maybe you just.
that's not really the answer if y'all are listening.
For purpose of clarity for today, y'all are okay with 38 and 39?
Yeah.
Okay. And Eddie and I will work with the presiding judge and directly with AOC because I don't know the answer. Well, they're good questions about where the line is. I'm
Jeff,
sure.
do y'all have Wi-Fi?
Okay, so 38 and 39 are good, and we will go back and amend 38 and 39 for the cost centers. Talking to Dana, it is more appropriate to charge it to the court's budget and have them aware of where the expenditure is coming from instead of our general fund budget.
Agreed.
I guess if there is a formal ask, and then it can be just reimbursed to the court's budget, correct? I mean, could we, not that I have any faith that there's going to be, that they're going to agree to pay for it, but I'm just saying if there is, I guess it can be reimbursable.
Yes, it'd be able to be reimbursable. The key reason for the change is we don't want to charge it to the county commission admin budget because we want the courts to be able to see how much is actually being expended. We don't want to charge it and get it mixed into our admin budget. It needs to be charged to their budget. And we could do a budget transfer from other agency support to their budget, but we need to account for it in their budget. We'll fund it if you so see fit, but it needs to be tracked separately than county commission admin. Just like all services are tracked to each individual department.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
In other words, IT wants to make sure it's not paying for it, that it's going in the right place.
No, I want to make sure it's going in the right place. The county commission needs to go to the right place.
Okay.
All righty.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
40, award bid to McElhenney Construction Company for Soccer Complex Road, Sportsplex Drive, grade drain base and pave, and Sportsplex water and sewer lines for their combined low bid in the amount of $4,321,953.22.
So moved.
Second.
41, approve assigning a contract for professional engineering services for the water and sewer line relocation for bridge replacement on Wasson Avenue in the city of Pritchard associated with project MCR 2018-106B to Neil Schaefer Incorporated.
So moved.
Second.
Opposed?
42, approve assigning a contract for professional geotechnical engineering services for Jeff Hamilton Road replacement of structure 127 and road realignment to Thompson Engineering will be paid from cost center 146, fund 116.
So moved.
Second?
What's structure 127?
Commissioner, that's on Jeff Hamilton Road, about a mile from the very end before it ties into Granby Wilmer. It's in that, it's our Bridge 127 that's in a super elevated curve. And we have seen some really heavy traffic out there with all the development, a lot of heavy loads, and they are just beating that bridge up. So we've had to reduce the postings for the bridge, and we are initiating the design to replace that structure.
That's going to be a big detour, isn't it?
Quite a lengthy detour, yes. But what we are doing, we are constructing the new alignment just on the inside of the existing alignment, which will allow us to keep the existing route open for probably 90% of the construction time, and then close it down and do the tie-ins. That's what our proposal is. Yeah.
Thank you.
43, authorize acquisition of property and acceptance of community right-of-way map for Mossap Road to include right-of-way and easements, and accept Mossap Road into the Mobile County Road Inventory in accordance with Act 2019-307.
So moved.
Second?
And thank you to everyone who's been working really, really hard on this. You know who you are. And I know the citizens who live on that road really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I know I do.
44, authorize advertising and receiving bids for Mossap Road roadway improvements.
So moved.
Second?
45, adopt resolution authorizing the Mobile County Commission to approve closeout of the 2004 Pay-As-You-Go program.
So moved.
Second? 19 years later?
Wow.
Congratulations, Brian. Good job.
Commissioners, we cut that one real thin. We ended up with a little less than $100,000 left in that whole program.
Wow.
So that was razor thin, but we came in right under the.
Good job.
Great job, Brian, and your whole team.
Mm-hmm.
46,
46.
award bid to Hosey O. Weaver and Sons for safety improvements on Bellengraph Road for their low bid in the amount of $962,811.64. Cost to be shared between Mobile County and Alabama Department of Transportation. Cost to Mobile County will be paid from cost center 146, fund 116.
So moved.
Second?
47, approve supplemental agreement number 1 with Southern Land Development for Michael Speaks Way for one additional pay item needed for planning milling the existing pavement at tie-in points, increasing the contract by an estimated $4,600.
So moved.
Second?
48, approve supplemental agreement number 1 with John G. Walton Construction Company for Creola Access Loop Road East resurfacing, restoration, and rehabilitation for modifications to proposed drainage work, increasing the contract amount by an estimated $38,853.36.
So moved.
Second?
49, approve preliminary and final plat of re-subdivision of lots B and C of the re-subdivision of lots 1 and 3 of the re-subdivision of lot 2, Joe Junior Subdivision.
So moved.
Second?
50, recommend ascending to the county engineer's approval of an extension of the approval for the preliminary plat for 1 year from the previous date of approval requested by the Engineering Public Works Department for Hamilton Ridge Subdivision Phase 3.
So moved.
Second.
51, authorize acquisition of property and acceptance of right-of-way deeds and/or easements requested by the Engineering Public Works Department for the following property owners for the following projects.
So moved.
Second.
52, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreement for Tract 1 on Carroll Plantation Road in the amount of $3,580 for Carroll Plantation Road.
So moved.
Second.
53, approve right-of-way and/or easement agreement for Tract 1 in the amount of $26,480 and Tract 2 in the amount of $7,530 on Kelly Road in the amount of $34,010 for Kelly Road and others, grade drain basin pave.
So moved.
Second.
54, commission announcements and/or comments.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and all of that good stuff.
Well, I have the opportunity this morning to introduce to you Grace Abernathy. Grace is my District 2 County Administrator and District Administrator, and we're very happy to have her with us today. And if you haven't had an opportunity to meet her, then please stop by the office and say hello. And also, I'd like to add my well wishes for a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and hope everyone has a safe and wonderful holiday. Thank you.
I know we're closing out the end of a calendar year. This is our last meeting before 2024, and I want to just take just an opportunity. I know everyone's not here, but I look around and I see our directors and our deputy directors of all of our departments and the people who work for you guys, who really essentially make us look like we know what we're doing. I know that sometimes you get burdened down with, I'm not going to speak for them, but some silly requests and silly questions that sometimes come to you. But thank every one of you, and be sure to thank your employees for what they do for Mobile County residents. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to this commission. It means a lot to the people who live in Mobile County. And also, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
And I think Kenny ought to stand, because I just caught sight of him up there. And stand up, Kenny. We want to see that.
Yeah. Wow. And
that's the spirit right there.
Matthew, let us see your tacky.
Oh yeah!
Tacky
Look!
today.
Turn around so show everybody out there.
Why didn't you wear an ugly sweater, Matthew?
I think you won. Didn't you win one year the ugly sweater contest? I thought.
I was going to wear my tacky jacket today, but I didn't want Jay to feel bad because he wears a tacky jacket every week, so I didn't wear mine.
Thank you, Mr. Dewitt.
Again, thank everyone for your hard work, and be sure to pass that on to all the county employees that I and we really appreciate what they do for the residents of Mobile County.
Amen to that.
You better read fast, Eddie.
Item 55, and we will have an Indigent Care Board meeting following this. Item 55, approve request for motion to adjourn until January 8th, 2024.
So moved.
Second. We do have a indigent.
We do have an indigent care. You ready? Call to order the indigent care meeting of the Mobile County Commission for December 21st, 2023.
Item 1, approve minutes of the meeting of November 22nd, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
2, accept report from the Mobile County Commission of the balance in the Indigent Care Fund at November 30th, 2023. Funds available, $186,737.67. No deposit was made to Indigent Care for the month of November. Deposit for November was made in the month of December 2023.
So moved.
Second.
3, approve request for motion to adjourn until January 22nd, 2024.
So move.
Second.
All right, meeting is adjourned.